You're watching Tech Addiction. I'm your host, JayzTwoCents, and we're doing things a little bit differently here today. I thought I'd go ahead and give you guys just a interesting little intro here and showing you where all of the magic happens when it comes to my studio and the things that I do to bring you things that I find interesting in the world of technology. So don't go away. We've got Thanksgiving to talk about, we've got things to be thankful for, and we've got AMD making its way back into your house. Welcome back to Tech Addiction, guys. I hope you liked that little intro there where I showed you a little bit of my studio slash office slash game room slash doghouse when I'm in trouble with my wife. This is a pull-out futon. I can sleep on it if I need to. I'm going to try and get through this really fast. I am still stuffed from Turkey Day. There was Black Friday shopping. I am beat. If it wasn't for the fact that I've had 3 Monsters prior to making this and 2 Starbucks, I probably would be passed out right now. And for all I know, I'm probably going to pass out during this video because I feel like I'm on a very, very high sugar rush right now. What were we talking about? I've got to say right off the bat that I am just completely thankful that 750 of you in the last 3 months have found it in yourself to subscribe to me and watch me, because I had no idea where this was going to go when I started YouTube. And if it continues to go forward and get bigger, great. And if it stays right where it's at, so what? I'm having fun doing this. I hope you're having fun watching, and I just wanted to go ahead and get that out of the way and say happy Thanksgiving, and I'm thankful to every single one of you. So it's only been a little over a week since Black Ops 2 has launched, and I'm sure a lot of you have already played the game for hours upon hours. Come home from school, play the game, come home from work, play the game, say sleep, Black Ops, sleep, Black Ops. I will play Black Ops, and I will sleep at school. I bet you haven't spent as much time as one guy setting a world record for 135 hours straight. He was going for the world record. He was going to beat the previous record of 120 hours, and he did it by 15 hours. I have to wonder if whether or not some of you guys could have done that, because you see, the way it works with the Guinness Book of World Records is you're allowed a 10-minute break every 1 hour, and you are given the ability to skip breaks in order to take a longer break in the future. So if you say, I want to go 4 hours straight and not take a break, you get 40 minutes, or potentially as much as 4 hours a day to sleep. So if you guys want to go ahead and just skip all your breaks, play all day, like I bet a lot of you do, and then just go ahead and take 3 or 4 hours sleep later and to just keep going and eat while you're playing, sounds to me like a lot of you probably already broken that world record. But either way, I haven't even played the multiplayer yet, so maybe I have a world record for all I know of going the longest without actually playing the game. As most of you may know, and some of you may not, because a lot of my viewers are actually from other countries, this week on Thursday we celebrated Thanksgiving, and that's the day where we get all of our family together and we pretend to be thankful and we tolerate each other for a short amount of time, and you try and limit how many fights you have in one day. And one of the staple dishes that you have at Thanksgiving dinner is a giant turkey. And I don't mean me, I mean there was an actual turkey on our table. I wasn't the only turkey at my Thanksgiving. Use a jive turkey. I really just told a turkey joke. By the way, if any of you out there are good joke writers, go ahead and contact me, because I could seriously use some content. I am not very good at telling jokes. But check out this video right here where supposedly a guy took 5 high-intensity flashlights and focused the beams right there on the turkey and cooked it. They cooked it with flashlights. You know, it's time-lapsed, and it doesn't look like anybody tampered with the turkey, but if you look carefully, you can see there is a bit of a cut. There is a bit of a little glitch in the video there where somebody could have potentially, you know, pulled a fast one over on us, or maybe this is just some really good Photoshop or After Effects. But either way, it would be kind of cool to think about the fact that you could probably cook a turkey with at least a few halogen lamps, I would think. You know, you focus the light on it long enough, and then there you go. Can't have Tech Addiction without having something to do with some sort of turkey besides myself. So with the launch of Windows 8, Staples has put out a brand new commercial where they talk about their, you know, free tech advice or their free training with any PC that you buy that comes preloaded with Windows 8.
Free Windows 8 training from your son.
Can you help me with something?
Nope.
Good talk.
Or free Windows 8 training when you buy a computer at Staples. Another way Staples makes it easier to upgrade.
I found this commercial to be absolutely hilarious, because this is how some people would say I act at work. You come and ask me for help. Nope. But some people are saying that this is Staples' way of saying that Windows 8 is harder to use than Windows is intending it to be. Have any of you used Windows 8? Tell me what you think about it. I haven't made the jump yet. I'm afraid to. I'm going to wait for Service Pack 1 before I go to Windows 8, but I'd like to hear how you guys feel about it. Is it easy to use, or is this commercial true where if you buy it, you're going to need some training with it, regardless of how tech savvy you may be? So quite a few of the previous Tech Addiction episodes have included things about AMD no longer longer interested in making performance desktop processors, no longer interested with trying to compete with Intel, and only focusing on their server type processors and their integrated GPU processors, which are, believe it or not, the A series and the A10 are really better than Intel when it comes to the integrated graphics. But AMD is in January planning on doing some reorganization of their company to try and find just the right track and their niche where they can get a real grasp on the market. And believe it or not, AMD may have silently already made some of these changes without telling people, because it just came to light that the Wii U is powered by AMD. And if you watch me on a regular basis, you already know that I'm an AMD power user. But if you've got a Wii U, what's the performance like? Is it smooth? They say that it's the Wii finally matured with HD and better graphics. So what do you think? How's the Wii U perform? I had to go ahead and share this week because we know there's been so much going on with Samsung versus Apple, and vice versa, and the patent wars and stuff. But I just have to go ahead and report that Apple has hired Samsung. Check it out. Samsung. So if Apple didn't actually hire this guy because his name was Samsung, then what? I'm surprised that Samsung hasn't jumped on this guy and tackled him and sued him for stealing their name. So Google recognizes that if you're a technology company in today's age, there is a really volatile situation when it comes to our patent office. You see, the United States Patent and Trademark Office is, really liberal when it comes to handing out patents. You apply for something, you almost always get it as long as nobody else has applied before. But you see, Google feels that the US Patent Office is making things difficult for real companies doing real things in the world. Google is on an anti-troll campaign where they are seriously urging the US Patent Office to go through and really comb through the patents to make sure that there's none in there that are truly stopping the progression of technology, and that there's no patents in there held by no reputable companies that are blocking big companies from actually doing work, from bringing progression to the consumer. Google themselves even have a website where you can go and find a patent. If you'd like to see if something is patented, you could go to their website and actually do a patent search and see who owns the patent. When does it expire? When was it filed? What's the patent number? All of that information. And that's actually being used by a lot of trolls who've truly never done anything to find out whether or not something that is big in the community or big in the world is patented. And if it's not, trolls are going and filing patents on these, getting issued the patent, and then turning around and suing the companies that actually created the technology. So Google's pissed about this, and a lot of it really stems from the things that Apple's doing and Samsung and Motorola, and they're starting to get sued by a lot of these smaller companies that are claiming that they're stealing their technology. But with the way the system works today, it really comes down to who files first and whether or not they get the patent. And then what they do is they start bombarding these big companies with lawsuits, hoping to get settlements just for fast cash, and it's not right. So Google's anti-troll campaign is really pushing for the US Patent Office to make some serious overhauls with the way patents are issued out. I have to agree with this entirely. You see, the US Patent Office was all about taking technology and ideas. See, you can get a patent on an idea, not necessarily something that's actually made, but taking ideas and protecting the intellectual property of who designed or came up with the idea and the concept. But on the flip side, it's also meant to keep technology and ideas moving forward. You're not allowed to get a patent on something that stops the progression of technology. And what's happening here is companies are going and they're just doing these mass blanket patents where they're trying to stop other companies from being able to move forward. And that's not right. So the US Patent Office, I'm 100% with you on this, Google. The Patent Office seriously needs to go through and really comb through these patents to find out which ones are frivolous and which ones are truly stopping the progression of technology. And that just that deserves its own rant video, because that just sort of pisses me off. Alright guys, it's time for Technology's Dumbass of the Week. So for the last 2 weeks I brought you dumbass that didn't include criminals, but guess what? We're bringing the funny and stupid criminals back to Tech Addiction. In Denver, there's a privately owned game store, kind of like a an enthusiast hobby shop where they sell Dungeons and Dragons and Magic the Gathering, but video games and all that sort of stuff too. And this guy comes in and demands to the clerk that he give him all his money, and the clerk says no. And the guy's like, What do you mean no? I'm robbing you. And the clerk says, I don't care. That ain't cool. And then the clerk's like, but you don't understand how this works. I come in and I say, give me all the money, and you say, here you go, don't hurt me, and I say thanks, have a happy Thanksgiving, and I just get on my way. But the owner of the store said, no, I'm not giving you any money. That's not cool. That's not cool at all, man. In fact, that's jacked up, bro. So the clerk is now. He's kind of put on the spot. He doesn't know what to do. He's like, but I robbed the convenience store and the bank right there, and they give me money. And the guy's like, that's their problem. I don't care. That's my money. So the crook's like, well, fine. Screw you. And he leaves, and that gave plenty of time for the police to arrive, because the guy pushes the little, I'm being robbed button under the counter or whatever, and the police start to show up. So the guy gets in his car and he takes off. and he flips his car over and lands in some person's lawn, and he gets apprehended for all 3 robberies. The clerk only had $10 in his drawer. He stood on the matter of principle, and I believed it, and this guy is technology's dumbass of the week for trying to rob a game store. You see, you don't mess with gamers. No. Because we've got some mean thumbs, and you know, we can thumb wrestle you like you would never believe. All right, guys, that's all I got for this week. I know it was kind of short, a little bit shorter than normal, but it was Turkey Day, and I'm full, and I'm tired, and shopping, and money, and I don't know, but stuff. I didn't really feel like doing this week, but I know that there's a handful of you who truly look forward to Tech Addiction each and every week, so I didn't want to let you down. And I want to go ahead and remind you once again about my Munitio Billets 9mm earphones that I'm giving away. Don't forget, you gotta follow me on Twitter, you've gotta be subscribed to me on YouTube, and you don't want to miss out on this. These are absolutely amazing. These, to me, by far, sound way better than iBeats by Dre, and they're cheaper. These are $70 value right here, and I'm giving them away to you, so make sure that you keep following, you keep watching, because the only way you're gonna know about the details of when this is gonna be given away is to follow me on Twitter. I've gotta run, guys. The wife is dragging me shopping, and I need more coffee or caffeine or something, because I hate shopping. But in the meantime, while I'm out dealing with all of the crowds and all of the hell that I'm about to deal with, I hope that you guys will stick around. Check out my channel, check out my other videos. If you haven't seen my rant on smartphones, you've got to check it out. It's hilarious. It's extremely funny. You can see it right here, and I hope to see you in my next video.